It's the CineBros! And we did not just watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We watched it 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But saw it really late.
Premiere boys.
Premiere boys, but like late premiere.
We watched it before you though.
For sure. Just so you guys know that.
Yeah.
But going into plot, I'm going to keep it very vague because the trailer really doesn't show anything about what this movie's really about.
Yeah, that's true.
So, of course, you know the Guardians of the Galaxy if you're watching the third movie without knowing who they are. I don't know what to tell you. Doesn't really correlate too much to past Marvel movies outside of Guardians, though. So, if you've only seen the Guardians, I think you'll be fine seeing this.
Yeah.
But basically, you know, they're back in action all together, just kind of hanging out on a planet. Of course, Gamora, if you know, there's just a lot of you got to know, probably, honestly, character-wise, to know why they're in the position they're in. And then, man, I really don't know. Unless y'all know how to break this plot down without saying anything, I don't know.
It's just another Guardians movie.
It's just another Guardians movie.
There's a villain.
Yeah, we had some
like the villain.
We had some people say this didn't even feel like a Guardians movie. I'm like, you're acting like they like just threw in a bunch of like other Marvel characters in the movie, but it was literally just the Guardians crew.
Maybe they mean more like it's more of a Rocket movie, not Guardians movie. Because originally this was supposed to be a Rocket and Groot movie, not a Guardians movie. But then James Gunn changed it. So, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, I wouldn't say Rocket is necessarily taking over everyone else or anything like that.
No, not at all.
It's just
they do flashbacks.
Yeah, and it's just like it's his story, which that's known. Like people know you're gonna get his backstory and how it's all connected. So you do see that, and then you'll see how the villain, of course, is like attached to the whole idea of Rocket and the Guardians and all that.
I mean, going right into it, the first opening scene of every Guardians movie, it's always like this happy, fun song, you know, that Quill, plays and stuff. And in this movie it was different because it didn't start out with Peter Quill. It started out with Rocket kind of just like walking around the village and seeing how it's torn down, and then the song that's very sad it plays, and you're like, this is different. Yeah. So it kind of like sets the vibe for the movie, which you just kind of gotta have context clues for that. If you're expecting like another just happy movie for the ending of the trilogy, like. You're not going to find that in most ways.
No, I mean, the opening is definitely different. Yeah. I will also say the trailers did a good job at fooling people and thinking some scenes were not what they are. Yeah. Because the opening has a shot from the trailer that I thought was going to be like the end battle after everything. I was like, they played me.
You played yourself.
It's like right in the opening.
Yeah.
But
I got you.
You know what's crazy? I didn't watch a single trailer.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So you had no clue going in.
Yeah.
I only knew it was like Rocket's thing.
Yeah.
Just because I saw the frames.
Well, they kept like the posters were all
Rocket.
only him.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't. I feel like if I could like go back, I feel like I wouldn't want to watch trailer either. Sometimes it's forced on you
because from the trailer you know it's about Rocket.
But it also it spoils a few of like their funny jokes, I guess you could say, like the elevator scene.
Yeah, just stuff like that.
And when they're talking their suits and stuff. But I think they left out so much stuff in the trailer, which is amazing. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I mean, for me, I just want to come out and say, freaking finally, dude. Yeah. Like, thank God. Like, a Marvel movie that I'm not like, what are we doing now? Yeah. I think this is exactly what it should be. And because I'm actually glad we sat on this a little bit, because I had some thoughts. I was like, okay, I think I know what it is with Marvel recently and like Guardians and things like that, why Guardians works while other stuff doesn't. Yeah. I mean, James Gunn just knows how to do comedy better than everyone else at Marvel. Yeah. That's basically as basic as I can put it. And when he came out with the first one and it was such a hit, like all the comedy worked and everything like that, then they tried to keep doing that with characters that they didn't need to do it with. Like Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
It's and you know what it is? It's because the Guardians, like in this movie, all the jokes, it's still in character.
Yeah.
They're still the same character. But when you get to like Thor or not necessarily Ant-Man, but the other characters in Ant-Man, it's like they're not even this character. They're just being a stupid joke.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
I think these characters just fit comedy better.
And it's just like they've always been like this, so it's not like now all this is bad comedy or anything like that.
You know, the appeal of the fans.
I would say if there was one, and I am curious on how people are gonna feel about this character, is Adam Warlock, because in the comic book, he's very powerful. I mean, he's not as powerful as he is in the comic books. I mean, this man like holds all the Infinity Stones.
Really?
He's extremely powerful. Yeah. Now, they basically get away with it by saying early on that he was taken out of his cocoon early, and he's basically a prepubescent child. Yeah. That's how they. So I mean, I get it. Yeah. You're gonna see him.
He was a little dumb in a way.
That's what I mean. It's like I can see they're just making him for jokes, and I don't know how people will necessarily, but they do save it with. He has some pretty cool action scenes.
He does. Yeah, a lot of people were pumped because obviously, like the Superman movie coming out. And,
this is James Gunn's demo reel for his Superman movie. I swear, just because like the way they do the flying scenes with him and everything like that.
Who do you think your favorite character was in the movie, Tony?
For the whole movie, honestly, probably Rocket.
Yeah,
I think that's a safe answer for everybody.
Yeah,
it's because you know the backstory.
I know.
It's on the heartstrings.
The first two, like you like Rocket. But this movie, like, made you love Rocket. You know what I mean?
I'll just say, man, Bradley Cooper, he does great. Incredible. I can't even believe it's him. It doesn't
still
sound
never
like,
believe it's him, dude.
It doesn't sound like him at all.
Is it Bradley Cooper the entire movie?
Okay, no. So it is confirmed that when he is his backstory younger, that is James Gunn's brother.
Oh, really?
Who's in the movie? He's the one that does Sean Gunn. That's Sean Gunn.
His brother?
That's his brother.
That's great.
He always puts his brother. I mean, he has a main part in the movie, kind of too. So
no, I saw the last name. I was like, oh, that's just a funny coincidence.
No, that's his brother. Yeah,
they're both making a bag.
Yeah, but
parents gotta be happy.
I will say, speaking of parents, you just brought up a good point. If you are parents, I don't know.
Don't bring a kid.
To be honest, I feel like it's pretty dark for like kids.
If
you're under 13
in there.
But like
it's Kumar in like kindergarten.
But it's not like it's necessarily like it's hard to explain. It's just like depressing to see some of this stuff, especially like with Rocket's backstory. I mean, people already knew that it was going to be dark, but I was like, this is really dark.
But if you don't take your kid to watch it, are you sheltering your kid and overprotecting them?
I mean, sheltering them from this, I say why not? Because this is foul. To be honest,
I think there's worse movies.
I mean,
for sure.
Like I wouldn't take my kid to watch Evil Dead Rise.
Oh no, I mean like if you for a Marvel PG-13 comic book movie that parents have been taking their kids to see, all of them up to this point, and are gonna still take them to see this. Yeah. I'm just warning you that it is probably the darkest Marvel movie. Yeah. I would say. Yeah. Not necessarily that it's the darkest movie I've seen, because it's not. But in Marvel sense, it's like it is shocking. I mean, there's language. Yeah. Everyone's talking about the first F-bomb in Marvel. That's a big deal. Very bloody for a PG-13 movie, I would say.
Funny
but it's funny. And that's the thing. I mean, the funny scenes are, they're funny. I actually laughed.
Because I knew, like, that was going to come. And I was like, but when is that going to happen?
Yeah, and it catches you off guard.
Yeah, it was funny.
No, I think that I like a lot of the like running jokes in the movie. Yeah. That things that like aren't them like saying jokes, but like with Mantis, like she keeps falling and like breaking her bones every time she
falls on her head. You never noticed that?
Oh, like every time she just keeps falling on her head. It just made me laugh, like stupid stuff like that.
I was on TikTok. The Guardians look different in the movies than the comics, right?
Oh yeah, well,
way different, right? Like Mantis looks like a mantis.
I don't know much about Mantis, but Drax, I mean, he looks a little different. Gamora, I think, is probably maybe the most different.
I think so?
Because, I mean, Groot and Rocket, I mean, it's a tree and a raccoon.
I'm talking about Drax, Mantis.
I don't know about Mantis, but Drax looks a little different. Yeah.
You know, okay, in the entire MCU universe, where do you rank that villain?
Okay, so here's the thing about this villain.
I love the villain.
And here's what I was thinking about too. If this villain came out years ago, I don't think it would have been as like
good,
not necessarily good, but like, okay, here's the thing. Not even Marvel, but like, it just seems like every superhero movie with a villain, they always got to give him a reason, a backstory, or something like that. No, this guy's just evil.
He's like a classic villain.
That's what I mean. If
like,
it came out
like him,
like it came out years ago when they were doing every classic villain and they're just evil, it would have been the same thing. But since we haven't had that in so long, it's refreshing. It's like, oh, this guy's just evil.
Yeah, I think for me,
and he did great.
I don't know if he could top Thanos though.
No, I wouldn't say anything like that.
I think it's Thanos. What's his name? Evolutionary.
High evolutionary.
High evolutionary, and then at the very bottom of the list you have Killmonger.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew he was
the worst villain ever.
I knew he was gonna say that because he hates
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
I was like, he's gonna say the worst is Killmonger. But I think it's like I almost don't know how to rank him.
Yeah,
because it's.
I think it's top 5.
I hate him the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes a villain a villain.
I wouldn't say he is the best Marvel villain, but he is the one where it's like this. I hate this guy.
You can't like him.
There's nothing to like about him.
But Thanos, you can kind of think he's cool because he's like.
Well, in the whole time, you're just like
exactly.
I don't know. Kang should have been like this. Not necessarily.
Kang sucked.
Not necessarily always evil, but like just like the presence of like this guy's not playing around. But it could have just been the Ant-Man movie as a whole that it fell out of place. But I mean, I'd say in the past couple years or however, I'd say he's probably one of the best Marvel villains.
So if you do the High Evolutionary versus a Jedi, who would win?
A Jedi.
He had like the Force in the movie.
I will say that's the only thing. I just kind of didn't understand. Not necessarily understand. I just wanted more clarification with his powers.
His powers didn't make sense.
I just didn't really know what he could do because I'm not familiar with the character. That's it. I mean, obviously he's doing like Force stuff, but so was Kang, and he was a human, and it was his suit doing that. So it's like I don't know if he's actually this powerful or it's his suit.
The suit.
I think it might be his suit because he wasn't doing well. No, he was.
I will say Marvel did a really good job with like the makeup of like his face.
Oh yeah,
because they like. And I guess that I'll just save for the spoiler review.
We are going to do a spoiler review. Yeah. So just like
but yeah, I think I'm glad Marvel didn't make him like do something in the end to make him seem like he's a good guy.
That's what I mean. It's he's a bad guy. That's as easy as we're leaving it. Like, but when you said the makeup, but on the other side of that, I think visual, like the CG and special effects, is also the best Marvel's had in a while. Yeah, there's no obvious like that's bad green screen. Yeah, or obvious like just bad effects. Like there's no MODOK in this where it's like that looks like a piece of crap. Yeah, but because like even some of like all the animal effects, I'm like. Yeah, like the movie opens with Rocket in his eyes, and I'm like, that looks really good.
Oh, like how they transition from
just like the effect of like him, and then especially like when you get to the High Evolutionaries, some of his minions, like I'm just gonna say the name of what was like War Pig or something. Those looked crazy to look at. Like the designs
look like video game characters.
That's what I mean. I was just like, they look nuts. They look scary to be honest. But
I think that. I mean, when they went to the evolution or the what they call it, Counter Earth.
It was
Yeah, I mean, those characters were like crazy.
Yeah,
they made me uncomfortable.
That was.
I mean, I think that's always been the theme with Guardians. Though they always have these crazy, uncomfortable looking characters.
For sure.
No, go ahead.
No, but I mean, you know, it's a complaint of mine, but at the same time, like I don't know how else I would envision. Like a character from a different Earth that were like made from this dude. So
that's true too, because you got to think a lot of movies where they go to a different Earth and it's like they just kind of almost look like humans, humanoid people. It's like it makes more sense for them to look like abominations, really. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. But like, there was one of the creatures at the end. I don't even know what it was, but it was just like
the monster.
Well, no, the little thing. Remember they opened the cell?
The dog.
No, not the dog. It was like a quick part in Mantis opened the cage for him.
And
you were like, you need to kill that thing.
That thing, dude.
No, that was funny though.
It was funny, but I was like, oh my god.
Oh yes.
And she's like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that was funny, but. No, a lot of funny moments. I mean, this is probably the most I've enjoyed myself in a Marvel movie in a while.
In a movie in general, probably.
Didn't Black Panther come out this year?
That was December.
But
Bro,
that's a different type.
ago.
But that's a different type
No,
of
I love that.
enjoyment too, though.
Yeah.
Because it's like this is almost like
Yeah.
a respectful like.
Yeah.
But like I'm talking about enjoying like comedy, things like that.
agree.
I mean,
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, I think right now
we didn't even talk about that freaking epic one-shot fight scene.
that was probably one of the best Marvel fight scenes I've seen in a while too.
Which one?
Toward the end, when it's a one shot of them all fighting in the hallway, and it's like going back, like that was crazy.
Okay,
that was
see
really
like
cool.
Peter Quill like do like the dive and then bro.
That was a really good scene. A lot of just cool scenes. But for me, I think I'm gonna leave it at that for the spoiler-free review because a lot of the stuff I want to get into is like.
I got one more thing. This movie. Probably one of my favorite things about it, and it starts from the very beginning when Rocket's like an adolescent, is like the emphasis on friendship, bro. And like you start to see because like the Guardians, they love to like bicker back and forth with Nebula and Mantis, and then like finally like Mantis starts to like stick up for Drax, and then you start to see. Drax and his like true self.
That's what I like too. I mean, like, they're all friends and family, but it's like they'll get onto each other. Like, bro, you out here messing up.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
You're
that's like a literal brother and sister.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's why it felt real. Like instead of like I hate to keep going back to Ant-Man to sound like I'm just complaining about it. But when you go back and think about like the family dynamic there, you don't get any of that like you get here.
No, and then because like the first and second movie, like you like Drax of course, but like you just see him as like this dumb, strong dude,
right?
And then you start to see like he knows different languages, he can connect with like these people, and then Mantis, she said one scene, it was you know what I'm talking about? Oh, dude, it was sad. He was like his purpose. She was talking about his purpose. Like he makes us laugh and he brings us happiness. I was like, dang, bro.
Yeah, no, that was I liked that. I did like that.
But that was probably one of my favorite parts of that movie. Because it started with Lila and
and Lila was actually voiced by Hawkeye's wife.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Who? Hawkeye's wife.
She's actually
she was in Endgame.
What's
she was Velma in the original live action Scooby Doo movies.
What was her name? Black Widow or something?
No. That wasn't his. That was just like they were best friends basically. Allegedly.
You know what does blow my mind every time I watch a Marvel movie? I'm like, they're just in a green room all day.
I know, but I could. Well, actually,
you just got to use your imagination.
But actually, sometimes in this, I think that it was an actual set.
Which one?
Like on Counter Earth?
No, well, Counter Earth and some other place. I'm like, I can actually tell they are on a set or like an actual place they built, and it's not all CG. Which I think worked to its benefit too. Even when they're on the high evolutionary ship, I'm like, it doesn't necessarily look all CG. It looks like they're on a ship or something. So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like Star Wars, thank God. Yeah. It didn't feel like Star Wars at all to me.
You know, I have zero complaints about this movie. Felt every emotion. It's probably my favorite Guardians movie out of all three of them. Yeah. Quick and easy, 100%.
All right.
Easy.
100%.
Yeah. Pretty close to that. 97%. Yeah. I said what I liked.
Yeah, I mean, pretty close to that. I was going to land at a 95. I mean, still high. It's not like I have complaints. Yeah. It's just maybe a thing or here, there. But it's so nitpicky that it doesn't take away my enjoyment of the film. Yeah. Now, is this a perfect 95? This is the best movie ever? No. But my enjoyment in a Marvel movie and just what I saw, I had a great time. 95%.
I feel like I could watch this movie.
I could watch it again.
I'd watch it again, multiple times.
I'd probably skip through some parts just because I'm like, I don't need to see this again. But
I think a lot of the Guardians movies are based off are filled with so many good songs. I would say this movie
soundtrack. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, I would say this. I enjoyed a lot of the songs, but there was also a lot of songs I was like, I don't know that.
Which they're not as familiar. I think. Well, I mean, of course, probably older people that know the songs will know. But I didn't know as much songs.
Yeah, because Quill's supposed to be, when was he born? In like the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So it's all. Yeah,
I was really
surprised at the Beastie Boys. I was like, "Whoa!"
But, okay, I had a question though.
Right now.
I was surprised with that.
He left Earth when he was how old? He said
8.
So why does he have 90s and 2000 songs? Whatever. That's just good. Okay, whatever. But all right, so we're gonna get into the spoiler review on a different video, and go watch it right now.
Run fast for your mother, run fast for